halftime, full time, extra time. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing.
Welcome to another edition of Kickoff On The Couch, proudly brought to you by Debonair's Pizza. With me today is senior kickoff writer Zola Doda and our web journalist Fabio De Dominicus. Close enough, Fabs.
Yeah.
Gents, let's talk about the main topic dominating South African football at the moment. It is the apparent dissolve of the champions Kaizer Chiefs. Just won the league title, now seemingly they're going to start next season without any players. Zols, what's happening there?
Look, the biggest thing with this whole thing with Chiefs is that it's been happening forever because Kaizer Chiefs doesn't just renew players' contract before the season ends. They always wait until the season ends before they start talking to the players.
Yeah.
But now the biggest problem is that this involves three of their biggest players.
And the coach.
As well as the coach
Yeah.
as well. There's Itumeleng coach Kune, there's Defo Mashamaite, and there's also George Levese. And the biggest problem with that is that you have Sundowns who are interested in these players.
And they can pay more money.
And they
obviously.
can pay more money than Kaizer Chiefs. So Kaizer Chiefs is a bit caught in a dilemma here because, previously they've always been relaxed because, no one wanted to sign their players, but now the Sundowns in the picture.
It just seems a lot more this season though, doesn't it? Like usually there'd be like one player. There were rumours about Kune last season, in fact. But now it's like you say, there are three players, and there's the club's very quiet about it. They've now said they're coming out with a press conference. And the players aren't saying anything, and they're not putting out flames really. It's just they're just allowing the field to flame this fire. So if you had to guess, who do you think's likely to leave, if anyone?
I think Itumeleng Kune is likely to leave more than Defo Mashamaite because Defo Mashamaite is 30 years old, and Sundowns is not desperate for Defo Mashamaite as well as they are desperate for Itumeleng Kune.
Yeah.
So I think Itumeleng Kune has more chances of leaving Kaizer Chiefs or Sundowns. I think Defo Mashamaite is a bit of a 50-50 situation. I think it's also one of the reasons why they've postponed the press conference from Thursday to Tuesday next week so that they can buy more time to negotiate with the players. But I see Itumeleng Kune moving to Chlorocop.
Okay. The other thing currently going on is the COSAFA Cup, which obviously didn't go so well for us. We're in the plate final for what that's worth, or the plates or whatever for what that's worth. A year ago there was this whole social media campaign, in Shakes we trust, we stand by Shakes, blah 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 blah. Year on, after Nations Cup, after now this plate nonsense, it just seems like we're not there anymore. What's your opinion on it, guys? Is Sheikh still the right man? Does he still have the support of the nation?
I think he still needs to be given a little bit more time. Obviously, you can't really judge too much on COSAFA because, you're using second string players. I think,
at best.
At best, I think we should give it until that the next qualifier against Gambia, obviously in beginning of next month, to gauge where we're at. Because as well with the friendlies that we played earlier this year after AFCON, again, he was testing out some more players. So again, we can't really gauge until this qualifier that's coming up where he should select his strongest 11, and from there we can see how much of an impact or how much he's grown as a coach and if he's learned his lessons from AFCON earlier this year.
Zols, you say strongest 11. Zols, you interviewed Shakes just as you got the job, however long ago it was. It's almost like he hasn't always picked the best 11, has it? Like a guy like Tefu, who's been far and away the standout player of the season, hasn't got a look in.
I think it's also facing problems with SAFA because the SAFA guys are saying that Shakes is not sticking to the vision 2022 because the profile of the players that is meant to pick are the guys who are on their early 20s now, so that in 2022 they can be 28 and 29. And Shakes is not sticking to that profile. But talking about COSAFA, the biggest problem with Shakes is that he wants fans to praise him all the time, and it's not going to happen. As long as you're the national team coach, you win a game, you get praised. You lose a game, you're going to get criticized.
Exactly.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
And the key thing is that if he starts the next the World Cup, the next Nations Cup qualifiers by drawing or losing, we're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah.
And the fans are not going to stop criticizing him.
Yeah, because I think our campaign starts all right, but we've got Cameroon later on, but towards the end of the campaign. So we don't have a good start. We're in for a lot of trouble. So we hope Shakes can pull it together. But last thing, other than the FIFA debacle that broke recently, the thing dominating at the moment is Real Madrid and the issue of new coach. We know, well, it seems like it's going to be Rafa Benitez, but we were talking about it in the office. This is a guy who won La Decima less than a year ago. you won Copa del Rey, now he gets fired. Fabs, I mean, you in the international business quite a lot. I mean, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I think how quickly we forgot that 22-match unbeaten run of Real Madrid earlier this season. That was from the start of the season until December, singing his praises, and then since then, no trophies, well, no major trophies this season. But I was looking at his win percentage, 74% games that he won, and that's the highest Ancelotti has earned at any of the clubs, PSG, Milan, and Chelsea that he's coached at before, and he still gets the chop. 9th coaching change in 12 years at Madrid, just shows the culture of the club. If you don't deliver, you get the chop. I think Benitez, there's mixed feelings about him. He was a former Madrid player and a former B-team coach, so he does know the culture and he's Spanish, which I think Florentino Perez is wanting, a Spanish-speaking coach. So he does look like the front runner.
It's really strange how they do their business, because I mean, Ancelotti has won 4 trophies in his first season, and that's more than what Mourinho's won in his 3 seasons at the club. So I think it's a bit strange for Real Madrid to sack him. But looking at Benitez, is going to be difficult to coach that team.
Yeah.
And looking at the players, the fact that the players are being signed by the club and not by the manager, and he's someone who always wants to sign.
Know in South Africa.
Exactly, he wants to sign players all the time, and he wants to be in charge of the dressing room. Yeah. So I think he's going to experience the same problems that he experienced at Chelsea when the players were bought by the club.
Yeah, well, I guess if Mourinho couldn't get those players into shape, then is Benitez really the man to do it? It remains to be seen. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for your time. That's it for another edition of Kickoff on the Couch. We'll see you next time.
Half-time, full-time, extra time. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing.